Level 1. New life. You wake up in a small town in Ohio, in the same cramped apartment with thin walls, a leaky faucet, and a fridge that hums all night. Your warehouse paycheck barely covers rent and cheap groceries. You keep a folded list of unpaid bills in a drawer you try not to open. Most mornings look the same. You pull on your worn uniform, join slow traffic, and stand on concrete for hours. By the time you get home, your back aches and your feet burn. You tell yourself you will find a way out someday, but you do not know how. One Tuesday after work, you stop at the gas station on the edge of town. The cashier asks whether you want a lottery ticket. You buy one, tuck it into your wallet, then forget about it when you reach home. 2 nights later, you sit on your sagging couch with your phone in your hand. You scroll past headlines, then see the winning numbers. You take out the ticket and compare. First number matches. Second, third, fourth, fifth, and the final number line up. Your heart jumps. You read the line again. Slower. The jackpot total is printed under the numbers. Hundreds of millions of dollars. Your hands shake. You stare around your small living room. Nothing has changed in the room, but your life is no longer the same. Level 2. Attention. At the Ohio Lottery office, the building feels plain, pale walls, plastic chairs, buzzing lights. You expect a big celebration. You get forms and questions. Staff congratulate you and walk you through your choices. You pick between yearly payments and a lump sum. They explain how taxes work. The headline jackpot shrinks fast. Federal taxes take a large chunk. State taxes take more. Even after the cuts, you still end up with more money than you ever dreamed of. You ask if your identity can stay hidden. They explain the law. Your name and town will be public. Soon, your photo is on local news next to a giant check. People call you lucky and set for life. Clips of you smiling play on screens across the state. Your phone lights up all day. Old classmates, co-workers, distant relatives, and unknown numbers reach out. Your social media fills with messages. At first, you enjoy the praise. People finally notice you for something positive. You feel like the universe paid attention. Then the tone slowly shifts. Level 3. Pressure. You start with the most obvious changes. You pay off every debt. Credit cards, overdue bills, student loans disappear with a few clicks. You move into a steady house with strong doors, working heating, and a small yard. You buy a reliable car that does not threaten to die on the highway. You fill your fridge without counting every dollar. You help your parents. You clear their mortgage, repair their house, and set up savings for them. You support your siblings with tuition and medical costs. You donate to the food bank that helped you when you struggled, and to a shelter in town. For a while, the money feels purely good. Problems that haunted you for years vanish overnight. Then more requests arrive. Relatives you have not seen in years start calling. Each call begins with warm greetings, then slides into needs. Your uncle wants money for a restaurant. Your cousin wants money to follow his passion and quit his job. You agree to some early requests. You feel guilty turning people away, especially when you remember your own struggle. Soon, the asks grow larger and more frequent. Someone wants tens of thousands for legal costs. Someone wants an investment in a business with no clear plan. You say no once, and the mood changes. Your cousin calls you selfish. Your uncle says you forgot where you came from. Family dinners turn tense. Jokes about your wealth feel sharp. Silences grow longer. You feel used when you say yes and guilty when you say no. You begin to avoid certain conversations. Level 4. Strangers. Outside your circle, strangers track your story. Letters arrive at your new address. Emails and social messages describe illness, eviction, and debt. Some stories sound heartfelt. Others read like copied scripts. You feel a pull to help because you remember being desperate. You send small amounts to a few people at first. You think you are doing the right thing. Then your lawyer explains how lottery winners are common targets. Fake stories, forged documents, organized scams. You realize you cannot confirm most claims. You stop replying as much. Some strangers respond with anger, call you ungrateful, accuse you of not deserving your fortune. You start to see yourself through their eyes, as unlimited money, not as a person juggling new responsibilities. Level 5. Trust. Managing a large sum of money is not simple. You meet financial advisors who speak confidently about investments and long-term safety. Some explain things clearly and respect your limits. Others use complex terms and seem more excited about fees than your future. One advisor in Columbus invites you to a modern office with glass doors and polished floors. He talks about exclusive funds, special real estate projects, and private deals. He gives you a detailed plan and a thick stack of papers. You understand some, but not all. You sign, trusting his tone. Months later, you notice worrying patterns in your statements. Fees are high. Some investments drop sharply. You learn that part of your money sits in products that benefit the advisor even when they perform badly. You bring in a lawyer and an independent accountant. You add a tax specialist to handle the complicated returns. Your money is safer, but you feel less in direct control. You realize your old life did not prepare you to manage wealth. Every major decision carries stress. You worry about making a mistake that drains years of security. Level 6. Isolation. You live in a quiet Ohio neighborhood now. Clean streets, bigger yards, less noise at night. On paper, this is what you once wanted. In practice, you feel distant. Your neighbors talk about ski trips, investment properties, and summer homes. You spent years thinking about overtime and late fees. Your old friends still live across town. They visit, but the vibe changes. They joke about your rich house, yet look around like they stepped into a different world. You pay when you go out together. Sometimes they are relaxed and grateful. Sometimes they seem tense or cautious. A few friends stop reaching out. Some do not want to depend on you. Others feel like they do not belong in your new life. Others stay close when they need something. They expect you to cover trips, events, and nights out. You sit alone in a larger living room than you ever had before and feel more isolated than you expected. Level 7. Balance. With more money comes a new kind of fear. You install cameras and a security system in your house. You strengthen your doors and keep important documents locked. You stop sharing personal details online. You keep your address private from casual contacts. You pay attention to unfamiliar cars and faces near your home. You read stories about lottery winners robbed, sued, or betrayed by people around them. You understand that your situation attracts both interest and risk. Years pass. You grow more careful and more experienced. Your money is still there, managed with more caution. There are real benefits. You do not stress about rent or basic bills. You help your parents age comfortably. You support education for younger relatives who work hard. You donate to causes that matter and see real projects completed. You travel to places in the United States you once dreamed about. You stand on beaches, walk through busy cities, and hike trails you only saw in photos before. At the same time, your relationships and daily life are different forever. You guard your privacy. You protect your boundaries with family and friends. You measure trust more carefully. On a quiet night, you sit on your couch and think about the moment you check those winning numbers. You remember the rush, the relief, the sense that all your problems were over. You know now that money solved your survival worries. You also know that wealth brought new problems, deeper pressures, and complicated choices. Being a lottery winner gives you power, comfort, and chances you never had. It also burdens you with expectations, risks, and loneliness that few people understand. Your life in Ohio is safer and freer in some ways. Yet you still face hard decisions, conflict, and stress. Winning did not erase difficulty. It changed the kind of problems you live with and forced you to learn how to carry them every single day.